Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. I'm just gonna put on a little makeup because I have another video that I'm gonna make, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It came to me in meditation, and it's just so beautiful, and it's gonna change so many of our lives. But let's talk about the topic at hand. We're talking about, oh my God, it's 1:11. We're talking about alignment, fate. Alignment, fate, and there's another third thing that I put on there as well. So let's talk about it. All of these things are seen to be law of attraction-y things, but let's talk about how they apply in the law of assumption, okay? Hey, Nico. Hey, Lori. Hey, Rosie. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Hannah. Shout it do what? Okay. All right. Let's get started. So alignment, right? Oh wait, before I get started, I'm Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestor channel. If you're new here, I talk about law of assumption, manifestation, all that good stuff. So if you're into that, you should totally be a part of the channel. Like the video, comment, share it with someone that you think it will help. Money Mastery is starting in a few days, and you guys can still join if you would like to. Links are in the description for that, or you can schedule a one-on-one with me. Links are in the description for that, okay? All right, now let's talk about alignment and fate, okay? So alignment, here is how, like, alignment, when we think about the law of attraction, it's kind of like a, predestined way, right? Like, oh, you're not meant to have that, or it's not meant to be, you're not aligned with it yet. Oh, the sun and the stars are not aligned for you to have that. Like, that's usually what we think of an alignment. But here's where alignment does play in, right? Is us, like, when we say becoming the version that has it, that is your alignment. That's what you're aligning with, okay? Becoming, thinking, being the version that has it is you aligning with your desire. It has nothing to do with any of these other things, right? Outside of you. It has everything to do with everything inside of you. Okay? Let me look at this really quick too, guys, because I'm like, I know there's another part that I'm talking about as well. It's alignment, fate, and letting go. Okay, so all of these things have to do with what's going on inside of you, not what's going on outside of you. Letting go, right? This is another thing. Oh, you have to let it go and all of these things, right? Which, to be honest, I don't think is completely incorrect, right? Because when you're not letting go, when you're attached to things, right? When you're attached to things, you're attached to it because you are in the state of, I don't have it. You're in the state of lack. That's what creates, like, being attached to things is like, So being attached to things is experiencing two polar emotions at the same time. So you're experiencing the love of the thing, how much you want it, how much you desire it, how happy you'd be to have it, but also the fear of not getting it, of losing it, of what could happen, right? So you're experiencing both of these things, right? So when you're there, right, you're not fully experiencing the love. Ooh, how wonderful it is to have it. How wonderful it'll be to have it. All of that. That is, like, you could still be technically attached, right? Which is something else that we could talk about, but you could still be attached. But when you're attached from love, right? Like all of us here, if you guys have pets, you're probably attached to your pets, right? You love them. They're amazing. They're this. But if you have that polarity of fear that every time, your cat has a hairball, you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Or every time your dog is, I don't know, wagging his tail from left to right instead of right to left, you're like, oh my God, then you're experiencing, right? You're experiencing the polars. You're experiencing both at the same time, which causes that tension, right? So that attachment, I love it and I need it, but I'm afraid of losing it at the same time, which is not a pleasant experience in you. So now letting go, actually, when you know that a desire is yours, right? You actually do let it go, not because you're like, oh, I don't want it anymore, which you could, right? You could say, I don't want it anymore. Some of us get burnt out. We're like, I'm sick of this shit, okay? I'm sick of this affirming. I'm sick of all this stuff. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm letting it go. And then it still happens, right? But the way that you can let go intentionally is letting go of the need to make it happen, y'all. Listen, this will free you so friggin' much, okay? It will free you so freaking much. Let go of the need to make it happen. Notice how I didn't say let go of the need for it to happen, right? And really, need is another thing, but we'll get to that, okay? Let go of the need to make it happen. This is in line with the law of assumption, because if you are knowing that it already happened, you don't need it to happen. You're not just like, hello Kitty, hi my beautiful. I do remember you. Of course I remember you. But my beautiful Hello Kitty, right before being on here, was probably like, when's Olivia gonna go live? I'm gonna catch her live. Haven't caught her live, right? But now she's on my live, so she can't really be wanting it. It's already done, it already happened. Or even if she was to see a post, right, that she wanted to see my live, she wanted to be on my live, if I was to make a post like, hey guys, I'm going live in an hour, and she's like, oh my God, okay, perfect. I know I'm gonna see her live. She's no longer wanting me to go live, because she's wanting me, but she's not needing me to go live. She's still wanting to see me live, right? It's not like she's like, I don't care, stupid girl, she's not going live. No, she's like, oh, she's going live. I know it's happening. I don't need to want it anymore. I don't need to make it happen. It already is happening, okay? Hello Kitty, I'm just using it as an example. I'm not saying that you're doing all that, but but this is an example, okay, you guys? When you come into fulfillment, right, with your desires, you're not really like, oh wow, I need it, I want it, oh I'm attached, oh my God, where is it? Oh, because you know that it's inevitable. None of us right now, well, it's daytime where I am. Adro, I'm an ATL, hey. But you know, it's daytime here where I am. None of us are missing the moon. You know what I mean? Like, none of us are needing the moon, desperate for the moon. I know the moon will be here in a few hours. I love the moon, actually. I'm literally obsessed with the moon, but I'm not like, oh, wow, it's still sunny. No, like, I know that it's the moon, right? It's coming. It doesn't matter. I don't need to make it happen. I don't need to say, oh, as long as I do everything perfect, right, then the moon will come. It's going to happen, period, right? Okay. So aligning, letting go, and fate. Let's talk about fate, y'all, because this one is a little trippy, okay? This one is a little trippy. I used to live in Decatur, self-worth. But this one is trippy because I spoke on this briefly on a live before, where I said that we have free will, but we're also destined to play out the role that we put ourselves in, okay? So for instance, let's say I'm broke, right? And I'm like, I want to be successful and I want to start my business, right? But I'm broke right now and I can't, and you know, I can't do it. So if that's my identity, if that's my self-concept, then I'm going to play out the I'm broke story, okay? I'm going to play out the I'm broke story. I'm not going to try to play out that, right? We all know that. If any of y'all ever been broke on this live, nobody is waking up like, how can I get broker? Nobody is doing that, okay? You're literally trying the opposite, but you are destined to make the decisions and not make the decisions that will keep you where you are, okay? Because that's what you think that you are, all right? So this is fate, right? So that's why when people are desperate over their SPs and they keep going to the tarot reader, and the tarot reader's like, yep, he's not coming back. He ain't coming back to you, no. Because that's what you're conscious of. So you're in the state of I'm unwanted, I'm abandoned, they don't love me, they don't want me, I'm doing everything I can to get them to want me. That's the energy that you're in, that's the self-concept that you're in. So you're gonna take steps that keeps you in that self-concept, and that's what they're picking up on in your future, right? But simultaneously, there's all these other futures, right, where it doesn't go like that, right? There's a future where you hear that and you're like, hey, I don't want that anymore. I'm gonna start, you know, focusing on myself. I'm gonna start working on my self-concept. I'm gonna start working on my confidence. And then you shift into another self-concept, right? You shift into another self-concept, and from that self-concept, you start to bring in the person, you start to bring in love, you align with another version of reality, right? You align with another version of reality. So then you go to the tarot reader that week and they're like, oh yeah, he's thinking about you right now. Well, how did it change? Because nothing is fixed, right? So yeah, sure, there's a fate, right? But there is a quote, or it's actually religious text. I don't want to be wrong. I think it's the Quran, but I'm not sure. But basically, it translates to prayer changes destiny. Okay? So prayer changes destiny. You might be destined, right? You might, because before we come to earth, we do have sort of like a blueprint, right? Of what we want to experience, what we're trying to experience, what we're, interested in, what we would like to do, right? Ways that we're thinking like, oh shit. Ways that we're thinking like, oh, like this would be cool. Like this'll prosper me in some way. Like our soul's perspective is very different from our perspective, right? And so, but you might, like your soul's perspective might be like, yeah, let's have this person, get their heart broken. That'll be they'll learn how to be alone. They'll learn to love in themselves. And then you're like, while you're here, you're like, you know what? I don't want to live that anymore though. I don't want to keep getting my heart broken. I'm changing my destiny. I'm changing my fate. I'm not living that version of the story anymore. I want to live the story where I'm loved and where I'm feeling amazing, right? So then you change that story and you start living that story instead. Nothing is fixed, right? Because you're the only one that's deciding anyway. You're the one that's been deciding anyways, right? You've been deciding how it's going to go anyways. So you get to continue to decide that it's going your way, right? It's going your way. It's going a happy way. It's going the prosperous way. It's really just like expecting in line with things working out for you, okay? It's you expecting things in line with things working out for you. That's how you change your fate. You know that your fate is not fixed. The same way you have a fate that you may not like, you got a fate that you love. You just get to decide which one, which wave of reality are you surfing, right? Which wave are you surfing? Which track are you walking? You get to decide. They all exist. It's not one that's more real than the others. So aligning is all about aligning your state, right? It's about aligning your state. Letting go is about letting go of the need to create. It's about letting go of the need for this thing, moving into having, not needing, right? Having, that's the first rule of the law of assumption, is what if it were true? Assume that you have it already. Right? From that state of having, there is no needing, right? This is why Neville says there's no need to look for signs. If you're looking for signs, you're already admitting that it's not there. You right now, none of you here are going to say, is Olivia alive? Right? None of you, unless you got split personalities or something, like none of you are wondering that. You're knowing it. It's here. It's there. Right? It's already happening. Okay? Okay. So fate is just the track that you're living on. It's just the current track of life. I'm about to go make this other video for you guys. Let me read your comments really, really quick. It's so hard to detach without not wanting anymore. So if it's hard to detach without wanting, then you should be fulfilling yourself in imagination, right? So give it to yourself. Stop waiting to experience it until it comes in 3D, right? Give it to yourself in imagination. Experience it in imagination. Feel how wonderful it is now that it's done, right? Hi, Shanny. Hi, Monica. Hi, Heaven. Is it McDonough? That's how you say it, McDonough. Yeah, I've been down there too. My best friend used to live down there for a sec. How do you do it without believing? Hi, Mommy Love. Okay, without believing, just once again, put your attention on it, right? Put your attention on the fulfillment. Fulfill yourself in imagination. So see yourself having the thing, right? Be so grateful that it did happen, even though it's didn't. You don't see that it happened, but it doesn't matter. Even if you don't believe, you guys, you're just putting your attention. What if it was though? Even if I don't believe it, what if it was? What would that be like for me? In whatever way. You won't really have to think about it. It will come up to you. If I told you guys all right now, what if I put you in a human-sized oven right now? Y'all know what you can imagine. Your brain starts your body might even start getting hot. You know what I mean? Like you start to, it would be hard to breathe. There'd be cinders. Like you know what it would be like, right? Yourself knows. You're just not giving yourself the permission to contemplate it, because you're waiting for it to appear before you contemplate it. Just contemplate it. Okay? Use your imaginations. We all have imaginations, guys. The way I see it, there's me and then there are mirrors of me. Each mirror shows me who I'm being. Period, great stuff. Perfectly put. Perfectly put. Hi for your mind, your ass will follow. Sometimes I get mad when I realize I have to decide when I want it to be automatic. Then decide it's automatic. Shout it, do wop. What do you do when you don't know what the best option is? Example, manifesting a certain apartment and house. Well, for me, what I would do is just surrender it. Just be grateful. Make sure that you include all the things that are important to you. Like, I'm so grateful that the perfect place for me has this, and this, and even more. Why not even more? Because this is the thing, you guys. Some of us think that God is like slow or something like that. Like, we got to tell God something 1,000,000 times before he understands us, before he hears us. And God, God doesn't really know what I want. I have to tell him like exactly what I want. And he doesn't know the best way to get there. I know the best way to get here. And it looks like exactly like this. So if it's not going like this, there ain't no good way for it to go. Like, no, like, y'all realize that, yes, we are God expressed, but we are operating through human brains. Okay. God knows infinite ways, Carly, infinite ways and infinite possibilities of apartments and houses that will dazzle you, that you'll be like, holy moly, like even better than what I could have even imagined or thought of. So when you give yourself the permission to experience that by saying, you know what, I don't have to make this happen. It already happened and I loved it. You could even, like, an inner conversation would be good for that. Like, hear yourself talking to somebody. Oh my God, my house, my home, whatever it is. It has this, and even more. It's more than I could have ever dreamed. I love being in my home. Like, just go to your end of loving being in your home, because that's your actual end, right? Meaning deciding feels like work sometimes. Miracle, maybe? No, but I'm saying decide that you don't have to decide. Decide that it does work automatically. And the best way to do that, shawty doo-wop, is maintain a state of reception, which is what I'm about to make a video on, okay? Ooh, great stuff. Great stuff is on one today. They said, if I want a sign, I close my eyes and give myself one. I am the sign, period. Okay, yes. How do you feel and experience without believing? Mommy love, if I say, girl, I'm about to put you in an oven. Imagine you're in an oven. You don't believe you're in an oven. You know you ain't in no oven, but you can imagine it. If I say, imagine you're holding a piece of fruit. You're not holding a piece of fruit, but you can imagine it, y'all. It really is going back to being childlike. Mommy love, you sound like you a mommy. Maybe you have kids, right? Your kids tell you to pretend when they have their little figurine and they're like, okay, now pretend that he just blew fire on you. You're not like, but there's no fire. How do I pretend there's fire? Like, I don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's being imaginative, you guys. Just got slapped hard with a money thing, trying not to slip, but I had to walk out of a procedure because I couldn't pay the $900. No, you didn't, Lisa. No, you didn't. Like, no, actually, you just got double that. You just got $2,000 into your bank account, and you could pay for you actually went to pay for the procedure, and they were like, actually, no, you don't need to. You don't need to. And we're sorry that we thought that you did. So yeah, no, it didn't go like that. Just revise that, Lisa. I mean, I just revised it for you, so. Okay, hey girl, I just broke up with my boyfriend of 2 years. We grew up together because I noticed he has changed, which is normal, of course, but still hard. Do you have any advice? Focus on you. YOLO it. It sounds like you're young from what I'm hearing. And you probably are going to have way better boyfriends. And I mean, if you feel like he's the love of your life, then you can manifest him back. But honestly, I'm not going to suggest that to you. Like, just focus on how amazing and perfect and wonderful you are. And if he wants to come back and act right, then you can be with him. If not, then you'll have somebody way better. Okay? Like, y'all, I used to stress over all my boyfriends all throughout my life, and they wasn't even shit. I'm not saying that about you, YOLO it. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, what for? Like, why? You know? Hi, Jennifer Graham. Okay. Shout to Doo-Wop. Didn't you just hear my my story about the rotors and brakes? Okay. Can you gosh. Can you comment how I can get a coaching session? Jennifer, you can go to the description. The description has all the coaching stuff in there. Okay? Yes. Play pretend, you guys. Yes. Mommy love. Like, y'all, this is why they say be like children. Okay? My niece the other day, she was like, Titi, you're famous. She's like, you have 18,000 subscribers. You're famous. I was like, no, I'm not famous. She's like, no, you are. She said, say it with me. I am famous. I was like kids are just, that's just how they are, you know, like they're imaginative. She's like, oh yeah, when I grow up, I'm having mansions. I'm having this, I'm having that. I'm getting all this money so I can give everybody money. And that's how kids are. And then we tell them that's not realistic. Be for real. Come on now. You gotta work. We don't tell them that, right? Because we're expansive and we allow our kids to be expansive. So, yes. I don't understand that perspective. Isn't everyone us pushed out? Yes, everyone is you pushed out. So if everyone is you pushed out, then like you focusing on yourself and loving yourself and knowing that you're the best is going to attract people in your experience that know that you're the best. Y'all think of everyone as you pushed out like, oh, I'm mind controlling people and I'm in their brain and tinkering in there. And it sort of is that way, but you're doing that from controlling yourself. You're doing that from controlling your own mind, right? And you're doing all those people that do that mind control stuff to get them to do this and because they're me pushed out. You're still looking for validation outside of you, which is why it never fulfills you. That's why you're always manifesting them to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and you're still feeling because it's the I am that's not being fulfilled. What you really want is to feel loved, is to feel important, is to feel valuable, is to feel worthy. Is to feel all those good things, to feel adored, to feel a wonderful partnership. That's what you really want. So when you decide all of that within, then you do attract that from people. But for me personally, it's like I said, y'all, you can use, like if you wanted to use everyone as you pushed out to manifest a specific person, then do that. Me personally, I'm not going to tell somebody who is probably just out of high school, oh, spend your time manifesting this person. If I mean, and you can if you want to, but to me, that sounds like a waste of time. I'm sorry, y'all. That's why I don't talk about the SP stuff, because that's just my perspective on it. Like, come on, you about to go to college, you're gonna enjoy life. And if this is your love of your life, if you're like, no, this is my person. Some people do meet their person in high school, then by all means, go ahead and do that. But at the same time, if this is your person, this is your soulmate, you focusing on yourself and loving yourself is still going to bring them back into your life. And it'll be much easier and much smoother than trying to force all of this stuff and wasting your life trying to force stuff when you could be living. But that's just me, y'all. And I'm telling y'all this as someone who did it. I would never do that shit again. That's just me. My peace and my happiness is way more important to me than doing all of that. Okay. Shouty doo wop. Your brakes are already fixed and you didn't have to pay anything. It was free. How can I manifest my SP putting me on a pedestal and loving me only when I give up hope? I got more hurt than hope. Because this is what you just explained and what I just explained, Jennifer. If you were focused on, the reason why your SP is on a pedestal is because you're below the pedestal. When you raise yourself up, you're automatically on the pedestal. You guys keep waiting for somebody to give you a feeling about yourself. And that's the problem. You literally are saying, hey person, here's all my power. Here's all my self-worth. Here's all my validation. Now give it back to me. Give it back to me so I can feel good about myself. So I can feel loved. And it's like, no, they're just looking at you like, damn, I got all her power and all her validation. I can do whatever I want with it. No, you take your power back, take your validation back, and decide I'm the best to ever do it. I'm the best to ever walk this earth. I'm perfect. I'm amazing. I'm gorgeous. And they will match that because they are you pushed out. So when you are walking around, which a lot of people in the SP community are, walking around as half a person, I'm not fulfilled until I have this other whole, then that's how you're being perceived. That's what's being reflected back to you. Okay? It's more halfness, more incompleteness, more missing, more hurt. Okay? When you realize, wait, I'm a whole complete goddess right now. I'm perfect and not missing anything right now. I'm not lacking anything from anybody right now because I'm amazing. That's reflected back to you. And then they're like, oh my God, Jennifer, oh, please let me take you out. Let me take you out. Like I be telling y'all this because I know both sides of the spectrum, you guys. I know what it's like to have people beg you to take you out, beg you to date you, beg you to spend time, and you're not even giving them the time of day. And I know what it's like to beg somebody and do all this for somebody that's not giving you the time of day. Y'all, it's two spectrums, y'all. And there's very two different energies. And I be trying to tell y'all that. But y'all gotta do what y'all want, you know? Oh, thank you, Grace Stubb. You're so sweet. Self-worth, kind of like the Nickelodeon marathon where they would pause shows to go out and play. I'm doing this in my mind today. I love that. Me too, self-worth. I love that. Thank you, heaven. Do we have the power to truly control the when and when we receive? Yes, you do, because there's no time. Okay, type shit. Hey, Ty. Okay. No, Jennifer, he's not stubborn. Like, no. Like, y'all got to realize that you're telling the story you're living. In fact, you're living the story you're telling. Even better. He's stubborn, then he's going to be stubborn. Just the way he's stubborn, you can decide, no, he's not. No, he's not. He can't resist you. You're irresistible. Right? Instead of saying he can't resist me, because then you're always checking for him resisting you and say he's still resisting me, so obviously he can resist me. No, you decide I'm irresistible, which feels even better, right? Like that feels even better for you to affirm. Oh, I'm irresistible. No one can resist me. No one can. And then when you do that, right? When you're doing that and you're saying I'm irresistible, then all of a sudden you're not checking for him to resist you or not resist you, right? You're just saying, I'm irresistible. That feels amazing to yourself. And then he's like, oh, wow, I can't resist you. Can't resist you. You're irresistible. Y'all, listen, we're gods, okay? Nobody can resist us. Nobody. And here's the thing about it, y'all. Here's the everyone's you pushed out, right? They can't resist us. So if we say that they can resist us, they can't resist not resisting us, right? They can't resist resisting us. If we decide that they can resist us, right, then they have to play that role out because we decided it, because we're God is our reality. We're doing it all, you guys. We're choosing it all. Okay? You get to decide. All right. Anyways. Okay, guys. Well, I'm about to go make your other video. I'm so excited. It's a manifestation challenge, and we're all going to love it, and we're all about to change our lives. Like, y'all. We got to change our lives. So I hope y'all are ready. If you're in a reality you don't like, say goodbye to it. Go around, say goodbye to everything. Goodbye, bullshit. Goodbye. 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 It's like, when am I going to see you again? Oh, never, never. Okay? We're going to our dream realities. All right? Period. Type shit. Heaven. You're welcome, beautiful summer. I love you all so freaking much. You're also perfect and amazing. And I will see you guys in a video soon.